Thank you all for joining us today. It's a celebration as we are basically entering the solstice weekend. So tomorrow for us here in Melbourne, we are going to be celebrating winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. And for all of you in North America, you'll be celebrating the longest day of the year. What I would like to share with you is a breath practice to celebrate solstice. We breathe about 20,000 or so on average. We take about 20,000 or so breaths a day, and most of that pretty much, it's all our body's natural gift to us is to breathe. So as we start, please bring your attention with your eyes open to the middle of your room. Please bring your attention to the back of the room. Bring your attention back to the middle of the room. And now your attention right in front of you as if you're reading a book. Can you notice how you can determine where your attention goes? With your eyes open or closed, please bring your attention to your nostrils. And notice the sensation as you breathe in or breathe out. Just notice the sensation of the air. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice how that sensation fills your awareness. Can you ride the waves of the sensation of the air as it fills your lungs? Moving that attention of air into your chest. Bring that feeling of sensation to fill your awareness. Bring that attention to your diaphragm. I invite you, if you would like to put your hand on your diaphragm and feel the air as you inhale, how your abdomen expands, and as you exhale, how that abdomen contracts. Again, as you breathe in, your lungs fill in, and as you breathe out, your lungs, the air escapes from your lungs. Can you sense your breath? And see how that brings some deep peace of mind as you sense the sensation and fill your awareness with that feeling. Riding the wave of your breath in and out. I invite you to focus your attention on my voice as I share an old saying. The mind is like an ocean. Deep beneath its surface, it's calm and clear. Regardless of what's happening, regardless of the situation, deep inside the surface, it's calm and clear. I invite you to keep sensing your breath. Any worry, mental issues, anything that bothers you, just remember, below the surface, as you sense your breath, everything is calm and clear. Keep sensing your breath and ride the waves of your inhalations and your exhalations as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Let's seal in this feeling with the sound of 3 bells. Thank you for practicing with us. Let's move into and transition into some movement. Let's start in child's pose. I have a blanket. I'm actually going to use this blanket just to rest my knees on it. It's again not necessary for child's pose, but if that makes you feel more comfortable, I invite you to use a blanket. John's showing some modification. He has a pillow right between the back of his thigh and his calves. Come on all fours. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just slowly bring your hips to your heels, resting your torso on your thighs. And we're in a passive mode as we stretch the lower back. Now you're welcome to bring both hands or both arms to your sides. Or again, as John's showing, he has his head resting on his palms. Let's take a few breaths. Let's breathe in the back of your lungs. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's move into moving table. So bring your both hands in front of you as you come forward, just and lift up. Now round your back and let's sit back. Come forward, lift back up. Upper back straight, lower back rounds as we exhale. Let's do a couple more. Let's come forward and up. Lower back is straight. Round your back, your lower back as you exhale. Hips come to your heels, elbows back down. And one more. Lift up. Neck long. Round your lower back. Hips to your heels. Now let's take our right foot forward and come up to a standing position. Let's adjust this. That's great. We're going to start our standing posture with both feet in front of you. Your legs are about a couple feet apart. Your knees slightly bent. And this is called goddess pose in yoga or horse's stance in Qigong. Your toes are slightly apart, knees slightly tucked. As you inhale, sweep your arms out in a circle and bring your arms back down, crossing it right in front of you. Bring your arms out and crossing it right in the center of your torso. Bend your elbows, hands come close to you, and push out with the center and the palms of your hands. One more. Inhale, your knees straighten. Exhale, push out with the center of your palms. Now let's come to a reverse warrior. So we'll take your left hand and bring it up and back, and your right hand comes to the back of your thigh or up above, if that's easier for you. And let's take our left arm and bring that to our thigh for a side angle pose. You're welcome to come up, take your right arm and come up this way, or sweep your arm out above and to the right. Now let's bring that arm back over to warrior two. And come back to center. Let's start back into goddess pose. Knees slightly bent. Let's circle our arms out and up. And bring your arms back in front of you by crossing your arms. Sweep your arms out and up, circle in a circle. Get back in front, in the center of your body as you exhale. And your next inhale, sweep your arms out and cross the arms in front of you. This time you just do it halfway. As we come into warrior two. As we come into the monkey. So we're going to feed the monkey. So we're going to bring both arms out. Our feet are straight. And as we feed the monkey, we're going to bring both arms and palms up facing the sky as we bend our knees. Exhale, knees come back in. Inhale, both arms are reached out in front of you. Exhale, two more. Inhale, let's offer up our food, our fruit. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. From here, let's come to warrior two. So we're bringing our left arm around, up, around, and back. Our right hand comes in front of us. Our knees are slightly bent. Let's take an inhale and an exhale in place. And our next inhale, let's straighten our knees as we bend our elbows towards us. Exhale, push out with the palms of your hand. Your palms are away from you. Let's come in, bend our elbows, and exhale, push out with the center of the palm of your palms. Inhale, and once more. From here, let's come into reverse warrior. So your left arm comes behind you as your right arm sweeps up behind you. And let's come to a diagonal as we bring the forearm into our thigh and your top arm meets your ear. The biceps of your arm meets the ear. Let's stay here as we take one breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's come back out to warrior two. And come back, both feet in front of us. With your feet slightly apart, let's interlace our fingers, bring it to the back. And let's come forward by building from our pelvis. You can bring your arms up if that's comfortable for you. We're coming to a forward fold. And as we exhale, let's lift back up. We'll end this session by circling our arms out and up, palms together, hands come down to our heart. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Leno.
Thank you for practicing.
All right, we'll move into the Qigong session. I think I might turn the heater off though, one moment. It's warming up. Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us again today. Thanks for all your support and hope you're enjoying a wonderful day. We'll start with circling the hips. We begin with the largest joint in the body, the ball and socket joint of the hip. This morning we focused on the lower back, continuing lower back health for those that joined us. Nice way to come up. We started in prone on our bellies and did some adaptations and modifications of the McKenzie protocol, a protocol used by physical therapists for lower back health. One of the things we can also do for the back to really articulate the back and the spine is these gentle hip circles. We're beginning to find sensation in the hips and lower back, just doing the best with what you have today. So maybe the movement as we move in the opposite direction is less big, it's more gradual. So feel free at any point to come out if it's any sharp, radiating or tingling pain. Please stop immediately and just come back to focusing on the tip of the nose, that nourishing breath through the tip of the nose. Wonderful. As we take the right palm up at the lower dantian, or the agni in yoga. Slight bend of the knees, relaxed, inhaling, left arm rises up to the heavens, slowly comes back down through the midline. I'll make a slight adjustment to come back so that you can see the arms fully and adjust the camera just so that you got full frame here to see the arms and the feet. Slowly coming down through the midline, palm faces palm as it slowly descends in this wonderful centering exercise. Nice way to come back into balance. Palm faces up at the lower dantian, and the palm glides down through the midline. In Western medicine, we believe that a lot of illness is caused with blockages, right? Our arteries get blocked from fatty foods and bad cholesterol. Same in Chinese medicine and Oriental medicine, where we believe that all illness is trapped and stagnant energy. So we're releasing trapped and stagnant energy through these gentle flows. Palm faces up at the midline as the opposite hand ascends up to the heavens, slowly coming down through the midline. Inhaling through the tip of the nose as the arm rises. Begin to lengthen, deepen, and slow down the breath. We move into a shoulder exercise. Let's come up in a clearing gesture, both arms raised up to the heavens and slowly back down through the midline. The fingers point back towards us. As we get to about eye height, we place the fingers forward, perhaps coming up on the heels and then slowly exhaling, the palms and feet return to the earth. Backs of the hands shake loose, and then one hand comes in front of the other, about an inch apart as we draw in that sensation into the belly. Sense of calm, sense of strength. Let's try that one more time. Both hands come up. Slowly the hands point back towards us. As they come to about eye height, the fingers face forward, inhaling, raising the heels perhaps. It's fine to keep the feet on the earth. Exhaling very slowly, and as the arms come down, coordinate the movement with the feet. The heels begin to lower. Wonderful. As we come into a shoulder stretch, moving with grace, take the back of the hand here, the back of the right hand to the left kidney. Taking a nice deep stretch, and perhaps the stretch is just out to here in the shoulder today, out about shoulder height, or perhaps rotating in the spine and taking the arm back behind us if that range of motion is accessible for you today. And the back of the hand travels in front of the face, in front of the Ming Tong. Palm externally rotates out, thumb faces down, and begin to take the hand as far back as you can. Perhaps it's just here today, or perhaps the hand on the exhale is guiding the spine in a rotation back a little further. Then the hand comes up to the heavens, palm faces up, and slowly glides back down through the midline. I'll face this way to get another sense of the direction. Back of the hand sweeps to the kidney. Hand travels about shoulder height and then starts to rotate back behind us. We're setting our gaze at the middle finger. The back of the hand begins to come in front of the face. Thumb faces down as we begin a slow rotation through the spine. And we're following the middle finger as the hand comes back all the way back behind us perhaps. Again, do the best with what you have today. Palm faces up to the heavens and then slowly comes back down through the midline. Moving now with grace as we come into a flow. It's moving a little faster through the practice. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And if there's any discomfort in the spine today, in the lower back, don't rotate around as far. Just perhaps take the hand to about 30 or 45 degrees to here. If you're feeling good in the spine today, you want that further rotation, I invite you to deepen into the stretch. Just moving with the flow, effortless flow. Last one. Hand comes up and down slowly through the midline. Both hands release up in a clearing gesture, clearing that last sequence. Slowly coming back down. Feet come together about hip width, shoulder width apart, and moving our hips with our shoulders now. And we're just doing the backstroke. Swimming motion, moving the arms back. Bring the hips, let the hips move with the shoulders, making this wonderful full body movement. And in the opposite direction. Bring the hips. Both hands now come up in a clearing gesture. Right hand comes down through the midline as we move very slowly to begin with. The left arm comes out, deep bend in the elbow, hand at shoulder height, and we're looking at the middle finger. Opposite hand comes down through the midline, releasing trapped and stagnant energy. Moving, transitioning the weight to the other side, hand comes down the midline, opposite arm bends, and we're again looking over the middle finger. Moving with flow, effortless power. Beginning to transition the weight in both directions, finding a wave within the body. Wonderful. Both hands come up in a clearing gesture, slowly back down through the line. Hands come to the heart in prayer. Adjusting the feet back to that, just a little bit wider than hip width, shoulder width apart. Spread the toes wide. So just the balls and the heels are on the earth. Feel the air between the webbing of the toes and then take the wide spread toes back down to earth. Taking the arms apart from one another in cactus arms, slight bend in the knees. Exhaling as the hands come back towards prayer. Palms about an inch apart. Shoulder blades draw back and down, back into a nice back bend, slight extension of the spine, undoing all of our forward bending, our addiction to flexion. Chest gets bigger, heart gets bigger. As we mobilize the thoracic spine and shoulder atlas. It's a wonderful heart opener, and the lungs are believed to be the commanders of chi. As we inhale, think about inhaling into the front body. Exhaling, think about exhaling out into the back body, perhaps a slight tuck of the chin even. Really beginning to feel the expanse of the back body as you exhale into the back body. Inhaling all the way down from crown of head through the torso into the widespread toes into the earth. 2 more breaths as we coordinate all our movements in life with our breath. The breath controls the mind controls the breath, a two-way street. Last one. Hands come up once more in a clearing gesture, just releasing that last movement. The arms come one behind, one in front, and we're not actually touching the torso at the moment. We're just swinging the arms around and let the hips follow. So the hips are just gliding left and right, side to side, moving with the rotation gracefully. Feet are on the earth. See if you can keep the heels on the earth for now. Then begin to tap into the back body with the back of the hand into the kidney in the back body. And of all the organs in the body, the kidneys demand the most amount of blood flow, even more than the brain. So nourish the kidneys with this gentle movement, tapping into the kidneys as well. As one hand continues to tap into the kidney, the other hand now comes into the lung point, making a fist and just gently tapping or tapping into the lung point, just below the shoulder heads and into the kidney in the back body. Slight rotation in the spine, axial rotation. And then just let the arms loose again, perhaps just drifting in front and back without touching the torso. Wonderful. Both hands come up in a clearing gesture once more. The fingers now point back towards us. Let's come back to our moving meditation, coming and connecting with the breath. The fingers point forward, raising the heels. Slowly, the hands descend, lengthening the exhale. Exhaling fully as the hands come back towards the lower dantian. Let's try that one more time. Inhaling. Backs of the hands, the fingers point back behind us. When they reach about eye level, the fingers point forward. Inhaling, raising the heels. Exhaling very slowly. Hands travel back down. Hands come forward. I'll face this way to give you a better sense of the movement. Perhaps this way into the sun might be better. So we're extending out through the eyes of the palms, an energy gateway here in Qigong, an important energy gateway. And then the hands come back to the chest, palms down. Slight bend in the knees. Exhaling as we extend out through the eyes of the palms. And the arms are going towards straight. They're not designed to straighten all the way, but we're just going towards straightening the arms. In the next breath, the hands come in and then out to the sides, palms face up and out. Both hands come up in a clearing gesture. Fingers point back behind us. Fingers come forward at eye level, or up on the heels. Exhaling slowly, the palms descend. Now the hands come back down and then sweep back behind us as we come up off the heels. And it's a fine pose to keep the feet firmly on the earth today. Find a point on the horizon. If you are up on your heels, exhaling slowly, the heels come back down, the toes rise as we send the arms forward. Spread toes wide, spread fingers wide, extend out through the eyes of the palms. Inhaling a nourishing breath, exhaling as we raise the heels, chest gets bigger, heart gets bigger, shoulder blades draw back and down. Find that mysterious point of balance at the horizon line. Steady mind, steady body. Wonderful, as both hands come up in a clearing gesture, fingers point down, back behind us, and then forward. Exhaling very slowly. So we take the feet a little bit wider than hip width, shoulder width apart. Deep bend at the knees, coming into Kibahachi or goddess stance or horse stance. Hands and arms now cross, inhaling as we take the arms up and then slowly back down through the midline, about an inch apart. They come back down, bending deeply once more at the knees. Palms face out. Dynamic squat. Doing the best with what you have today. So perhaps it's just coming down this far. Perhaps you're taking the arms all the way down to the earth and extending them back up to the heavens. Just find what feels good in your body. Wonderful way in which we can bring the spine into articulation, flexion. Strengthen the legs here. Wonderful. Both hands come up in a clearing gesture as we walk the feet back towards hip width, shoulder width apart. Fingers point back behind us. As we take now the hands back behind us, I invite you to interlace the fingers back behind you. If that's not accessible for you today, feel free to place the hands on the back of the kidneys, the palms into the kidneys to help support this movement. As we take the back as one unit, rather than bending from the mid-back, there's a tendency to bend from the mid-back or even from the neck. See if you can keep the back as one unit and bend from the hip creases. The head goes no lower than the heart. Energetically tucking the chin to chest. Stand tall, inhaling up, bending from the hips once more. Let the hands into the backbone or into the kidneys. Help support the movement. Energetically tucking the chin into the chest. Standing tall, let each of the 7 vertebrae unfurl. Bending from the hip creases, head no lower than the heart, chin into chest. As you stand tall, then begin to unfurl the chin that is locked in a moment of bandha into the chest. So we draw inspiration from the animals. Mary drew inspiration from the monkey earlier, ancient symbol in Qigong. We're drawing now inspiration from the turtle, symbol of longevity, turtle drink, as we articulate the thoracic and cervical spine. Last one. Coming up in a clearing gesture once more, or rather the fingers point back behind us. Palms face down, slowly exhaling. We'll end today's class with a moving meditation, a nice way in which we can smooth the energy around us and smooth the energy within us. It's called Qi smoothing. As we take the thumb to middle finger, to show you that movement a little closer up, that position of the hand, thumb to middle finger, and the arm is extended out about shoulder height. Taking the left hand down through the midline, release trapped and stagnant energy, extend out through the eye of the palm, arm raises to shoulder height, thumb joins middle finger. Opposite hand now glides down through the midline as we transition the weight in the direction of the leading arm. If you get lost here, perhaps come back to one arm and focusing on one arm. I'll focus on face this way so you get another sense of this movement. Sometimes it's a little easier to follow looking at the posterior view. Smoothing the energy within us and smoothing the energy around us. Both hands come up in a clearing gesture as we take the hands to the heart. We take the hands up to the Ming Tong, that space just above the eyes of the forehead, and we look up and we seal in an intention for the day as we go about our lives as a yogi. Or just going about our daily activities. So see if you can seal in the sensations of the practice, right? And fully bake into the nervous system. Slowly the hands come back to the heart. And we thank ourselves for taking this action. It's our actions that matter often. So thank yourself for taking this journey to nourish the mind and body and all those that support our practice. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Mary Jo, you want to come and say goodbye to everyone?
Right there.
Yeah. All right.